right now. Welcome back, Armchair Generals, Weekend Warriors, and Saturday Soldiers alike. This is Ostentatiousness, and welcome back to R.U.S.E. When last we left off, the Wehrmacht and its elite Panzer Corps stop shaking screen put up about as much resistance as an angry corgi. Thank you, Murphy.
Good God. Angie. What happened?
Andrew, I was afraid the next friendly face I saw would have wings and a harp. Who's the fellow with all the stars?
Joe Sheridan, U.S. Army.
Very pleased to meet you, General. But I've bad news, Andrew. They killed Canaris.
Damn.
I spoke with him first, but he was in bad shape. I couldn't get Prometheus's identity, but I do know where he is.
Where?
Torgau. Prometheus has some sort of unfinished business there.
I don't give a damn where he is. I'll follow him to hell if I have to. A lot of boys went home in pine boxes, all because of Prometheus. Ever since way back in Tunisia and Kasserine.
The plasticine faces they have really good. The faces seriously look like they're being made by the guys who do Wallace and Gromit. It just messes with me.
Herr General von Richter, we have a message from Field Marshal Rommel. He greatly appreciated your part in the offensive and wishes to promote you to Corps Command. Congratulations, mein Herr.
What for? We had all the details of their strength and positions. A child could have done it.
The Field Marshal's intelligence services were quite accurate.
Not Rommel's spies. Canaris's. That source he called Prometheus won the battle. Not I.
Get the wounded out of the sun, and check the dead. There's NRs for water and ammo. Who are you?
Colonel Campbell, Military Intelligence, War Office. Who are you?
Major Sheridan. Joe Sheridan.
I thought Colonel Hodge was the senior ranking officer.
Haven't seen him in 6 hours, sir. Have found pieces of his Jeep, though.
What about Lieutenant Colonel Hanson?
Ah, geez, sir. Let me put it this way. He's going home in a soup can.
Well, gets bumped to you then, Major. I have orders to rally any man with 2 arms, 2 legs, and a gun.
For what purpose, sir?
To hold the line, while we're waiting for reinforcements.
What? That's nuts. By tomorrow evening, the entire German army's gonna fall on Kasserine. That's where we need to hold the line.
You don't have to convince me, old boy. But you've only got rifles against Rommel's 21st Panzer Division. I don't see how you're gonna get from here to there.
Well, there is a way. Let me show you.
We received a signal from an anti-tank battalion isolated just north of Spiva. More or less here.
I see. And from there, you're only half a day from Kasserine. With a little luck, you can get there before the Germans do.
Exactly. I've been trying to reach headquarters for hours to tell them that, but no luck.
That's bold. Not the shy and retiring type, are you? For what it's worth, I represent headquarters here, and I say we do it. Let's meet up with those gunners. Any unit we can pick up is a blessing.
The lack of emotion that their faces show in the cutscenes is actually messing with me. So this is one of those instances where I want to isolate and attack. So over here, so I fuck around with my microphone's buttons. Highlight a unit, then press tab to view its complete description. So, GIs. Early war Americans are not that great. Sorry, as I was saying about the Germans, though, one of the things I like the most about them...
there's a lot of enemy infantry ahead.
Oh, yes. So, my guys do 2 ticks of 20 damage against infantry. Their guys do 3 ticks of 40, so...
Commander, destroy target. Move your ass, Private. Nobody. Unit
4 against 2 should be easy enough, Major?
I do like that you do get the little infantry on the ground.
Commander, destroy target. Don't see nobody moving. Think we got him. Open fire on designated target.
So, infantry units will automatically recover when not engaged. So, these guys.
Bravo!
Yeah, they
But the men
respawn.
still have a hard
Awesome. So
road
yeah,
ahead.
units recover lost strength when they're up,
They reacted quickly.
which is the
The
same
enemy
up
is
combat.
massing in front of
First,
Spiva.
Aufklärung. I too
Hurry,
speak
before they
Dwarvish.
outnumber us. Enemy patrols! Hit them while they're spread out.
The P-47, the magnificent bastard that it is. If only if only the Americans hadn't had such a mad-on for 50 caliber machine guns and had instead given them 20mm cannons. So one of the things I love the most about the Germans is just how many upgrades they've got. So you know, you start off with basic early war units, you upgrade, so you don't start off with King Tigers. You have to work up to them. And like I said, you know, it's just really awesome, just the depth of the German upgrade tree. So what I'm trying to do is engage these two without pulling these two, because I don't give a shit what the game says. American GI aren't great, and I don't want to risk them in a 4-on-4 fight. You know, a 4-on-2, fine, but a 2-on-4. Sorry, a 4-on-4. Don't want to miss. Don't want to mix with them. And again, that unnatural looking water. I don't think friendly fire from artillery is a thing, but it'd be hilarious if they got killed by their own howitzers.
Opening fire on the enemy. You have your target destroyed.
Right. So, in these kinds of campaign missions where you don't actually have access to a base, it pays to be really cautious.
Our units are under fire.
Excellent. Spiva isn't far now.
I will admit, I do love the detail in the game. You know, you can zoom out, and you're in Sheridan's tent, and you've got these areas
Where's the
marked on the
anti-tank
map.
force? What's going on?
Just bump my microphone, but then you can zoom in, you get
Major,
this detail.
2 enemy tanks approaching.
Armor? Good Lord, Sheridan, they'll cut us to pieces.
Sir, the anti-tank regiment has just made contact. They're engaging the enemy armor.
Lucky. That was a close one.
Just like I said.
Don't count your chickens yet, Major. It's about to get interesting.
What is it now?
A battle group of the 21st Panzer Division beat us to Spetla, and the rest of the division will be following shortly.
As far as we know, it has both infantry and armor components.
Oh my god, it's almost like the Germans are trying to teach us the basic
You
controls
see, the
of
large
game.
markers indicate armor, the
Kampf
smaller
und
ones are
Gerhard.
infantry.
Got it.
I know that Kampf
The
in
1st Armored's
German
advance
means
guard will be
battle.
approaching our left flank.
They'll slow the 21st Panzer while we get to Kasserine.
But a more literal translation, as I understand it, is struggle.
Major,
Therefore,
the anti-tank regiment has placed itself under your command.
I think a more literal
The AT
interpretation.
guns must stay at a safe distance from their target, Major.
interpretation
or they'll be
is
exposed
struggle,
to return
therefore
fire.
they are the
Look out,
struggle
Major.
group.
More enemy armor
Gerhard.
inbound.
A circle appears in the unit selected that shows the unit's range of fire, like that or that. One thing I just want to point out there. So these are the roads. This is the road. If the Germans wanted to hit the Allies where they were, what they should do is strong point the Allied forces that massed at Kasserine and further afield, and then just fucking bypassed them. Though AT guns benefit from very long range, they must avoid close combat. Anti-tank guns cannot fire when moving.
Target destroyed.
Now,
The remaining tank has taken cover behind the building, sir.
remaining tank. Guns are
Move
freeze
your
of
AT
shit
guns
for
forward,
some
Major,
reason.
if you want to get a good angle on that armor.
I typically will only use infantry. Oops, I didn't even read that. I typically will only use infantry and
Remember, only the
anti-tank
AT
guns
can
and
take out
anti-aircraft
the
guns
tanks,
as static
and the best thing
defenses.
against the enemy infantry is our own.
I typically won't use them because they have to set up and fire. Same with the infantry. Well, all three of those have to set up when they want to fight. So they're not all that good.
So far, so good,
in
Major.
a static
but
roll,
the clock
in a
is
mobile
ticking.
roll.
We have to clear Spikeler in order to reach Kasserine.
I believe some
Here comes the
anti-tank.
first armored.
I believe that
They'll
some
buy us some
anti-tank
time to reach
guns.
Kasserine, Major. Don't waste it.
Fuck off, cunts. I believe that some anti-tank guns are better.
Damn. They've occupied the town. The anti-tank guns will have a hard time getting an angle on that armor.
Some anti-tank guns are better than most tank destroyers, although there are some, especially late war tank destroyers, that just fuck face. But by and large, you're better to deploy. Anti-tank guns can find on unarmed units like infantry or other AT guns. So you'll note they are classified as infantry, and they can only attack vehicles.
Reporting. Unit under sustained fire.
I think I was reading the numbers wrong. So I think that this is the damage they do, and then it's modified or added to by.
Let's get to Kasserine before the entire 21st falls on our heads.
Then it's modified by this, either as a multiple or as an additive. Or to explain why one of these could probably turn a Panzer II or Panzer III into paste.
There are still a few tanks in the way, sir.
The first armored can't hold out, Major.
Infantry
We
units
must
are vulnerable
get
to tanks. Let's
Kasserine
just
before
watch
the
the battle
Germans
happen
break
on
through
the
their
side there.
lines.
Opening fire on the enemy. Reporting confirmed. Target destroyed.
Yep. So, yeah, these are the hand-holding baby missions. So they're not terribly difficult.
Unit down, sir. Receiving report. Unit engaging hostile.
Very good. The road to Kasserine is
Kind of
wide
want to set
open.
these guys up and just fucking shoot the German tanks, but it's a terrible idea.
Reports confirmed.
It's really funny though that we are picking up the Americans at the point in the war when the Americans were pretty shit. And that's not just me subjectively being anti-American. That's actually a pretty objective analysis. The Americans were not prepared for the war, and you can see from vehicles like the Lee and the Stuart and the Chaffee. They just, well, not the Chaffee, but the Lee and the Stuart. They were just terrible vehicles that were not meant for war. I mean, I'm not saying that the British or the French or the Italians, the Italians were a bit better than everyone else, or the Russians were any better, but by this point in the war, the Americans put on a really bad showing because everyone else had just been fighting for so long. Their training was better, their doctrines were better, their equipment was better, and it really showed. And if anything, it's actually a compliment to the Americans that they were able to fight so well despite being so overmatched by everyone else in the war.
Unit under sustained fire.
It also says a lot that one of these units of grenadiers is enough to make an infantry unit rout when I outnumber them 5-1. You can give orders to routing units. You just can't give them orders in any group that you've put them in. Also, the first armored is pulling back in order. What first armored? So yeah, you didn't see it, but the French got the piss absolutely beaten out of them by the Italians, which, let's be honest, is the fairest matchup for either of them.
Kasserine is ours.
That was a really weird angle. I mean, we give the Italians and the French a lot of grief, but the Italians never really got good at the war, and the French... I mean, I'm of English descent, so I have to hang a shit on the French. It's a legal requirement. Anyway, guys, I've been Ostentatiousness. You've all hopefully still been you. And this has been Mission 2, Taking Command. I will be back next time for Mission 3, which is something to do with Kasserine Pass, naturally. Anyway, guys, you take care, and remember, everyone, stay crunchy and milk. Bye-bye.